Hello, beautiful heart. How are you today? Thank you for clicking on this video. I am Dr. Denae, the Awakening Doctor, Metaphysician, Spiritual Mentor, and Self-Mastery Mastermind Coach. All right, guys, let's jump right in, see what the energy is today for the collective. We are under this full moon in Leo. We are closing out things that go back to August 2021. This is all about self-growth. And guys, you know, most of you have been with me longer than that. And it has been very push and pull. And it has gotten many of you to the point now where you can release and feel stronger within yourself. All right, guys, let's see. And I do want to say, as I get going here, I do have my pug and my Boston Terrier in here. They're chilling on the love sack. So if you hear any weird noises, most likely it's the pug. All right. Aloneness, fighting, and the Fool. Yep. All right. This makes a lot of sense with this energy. Aloneness. Feeling alone and isolated. Like you're the only one in this fight. And we have fighting right here. And that people don't get you, or they don't understand, or you can't talk to them. You may be, most likely, losing a lot of friends. Your circle is changing. That can get scary. That can get very alone, or feel very alone in that. This fighting and aloneness card together, really, this to me is speaking about the inner conflict, the inner fighting that you've been doing with yourself. All of that has brought you to today, to this point where, whoops, look, the Fool. Brand new beginning. But to have a brand new beginning, there had to be an end. All right. And if you are still kind of in this intense, overwhelm energy from this full moon, guys, just hold on tight. Give it a couple of days as we come out on the back side of this for you to integrate it and kind of absorb and adjust to the new energy flow. Yeah. Aloneness. Beware of altered ego traps. What does that look like for this card? Well, when you're feeling this type of aloneness, that's going to trigger an inner programming that started when you were a child. That's how altered ego sets traps. It makes you think that it's you. It makes you think that you're a loser, you're alone, you know, all of those negative, denser vibrations, because altered ego was born out of misunderstandings and out of energetic, traumatic situations. An altered ego is not your friend. I love how this came out with the fighting card, because all of our inner fighting, and guys, we all do it. We all have that inner critic. That's our altered ego. And we get inside in this inner dialogue and we fight with ourselves constantly. Why? Because we've always felt or thought that altered ego was our friend, that altered ego was the voice of God and trying to steer us wrong or steer us away from something, and then we get confused and all of that. That's altered ego's programming. Altered ego can't come from anything but judgment, guilt, condemnation, blame, and shame. the 5 human habits, because that's what it was born out of. And it is opposite of the true nature of yourself, which is divine. All right, give me a YCAL card for the Fool, Spirit. All of you and none of me. Show me the card I need to see. Don't be afraid to let go. I can't make this up. Look, the Fool card, this is all about letting go and saying, you know what? I've been in this old energy long enough. I'm ready to try something new. And that doesn't mean you're not scared. It doesn't mean you don't have fear. This is all about overcoming the fear and the doubt. This is where you gain courage and you say, no, no more. I know all too well where this ends. I'm an expert with this. I'm not going there anymore. All right. Love, praise, and gratitude, glory and grace. I pour my love, praise, and gratitude, glory and grace. 6 of Swords, ooh, the Devil, 3 of Wands, and the Hanged Man. We got Capricorn, Pisces. We've got air signs. All right. Okay. 6 of Swords. This guy here driving the cart, the bike, whatever. I don't know what it's called, but homie here driving, he's the guide. And notice how I call these sparkles and stuff, that's energy. This is an energy of protection. You are being guided to get away from this dualistic, self-sabotaging energy that you've lived under. Is it tempting to stay where you're at, as uncomfortable as it is? Absolutely. Why? Because it's a toxic habit. It's a toxic pattern. If you find yourself going back when you're feeling alone and this fighting, and that inner dialogue comes up and you start finding yourself thinking and doing things that you've always done to quiet that voice, to get back to a place of balance so you can move on, that's what you've always done. That's toxic. That's the toxic pattern that keeps you in altered ego, keeps you feeding altered ego. But look, 3 of Wands, you're being called to go in a different direction. But here you are. Here's Hangman, my Pisces card. Like, ooh, wait a minute. Let me just hang out, stop, and analyze and overanalyze. And the ones I've analyzed, let me pull up all the rocks and analyze again, because for sure I missed something. No, honey, you didn't. You didn't miss anything. What you're going to miss, staying in this energy, is the beautiful new beginning of where Spirit is trying to help you to go. We all have free will. Spirit is never going to force anything upon you. Spirit is here to guide you, but it has to be your choice. All right, Spirit. Show me the energy for my collective if they push through this. They set off on this new adventure, saying to themselves, I say yes to life and life says yes to me in all its victory. Look at this, 8 of Wands. It is 8 of Wands, yeah. 8 of Cups, my bad. 8 of Cups. This is you looking back at all this and going, you know what? I'm out of here. You may have to sneak out in the middle of the night, whatever you need to do to get around altered ego. But look, judgment. You walking away from this energy and not fighting with yourself anymore. This for me is all about awakening to another level. Look, they're looking up to this owl. Owl is wisdom, guidance, divinity. Yeah. Three of Swords. It's painful. It's painful to have to face yourself. It's painful to have to look at all the lies that, one, we've either told ourselves, two, that we've been told, three, that we've been living, and four, that we just thought was truth. Now that you're awakening, you're realizing, wait a minute, I have been an actor in my own play. I've been playing a role that isn't even true to who I am. This Three of Swords is about breaking your own heart. But what I love about this card is, this to me, in this spread, you rising up and out of this, you're leaving this broken-hearted energy behind. Right as I say that, I looked up and it was 11:11. Yeah, you're walking away from that. This is a conscious choice. This is for those of you that have made the conscious choice not to repeat the past. What's coming for you? Ace of Cups. This is brand new beginning. This is a divine gift, and it's not a small gift. This isn't a page. This is the Ace of Cups. This is the divine saying, hey, you've put in the work. You've showed up for yourself. Now let me give you your reward. That's what you're walking right into. The only reason you haven't felt that in its entirety is because at some point before really taking that leap, you give in to that temptation to go back to what you've known, because it's as painful as it is, it's a comfort zone. It's a toxic habit. But this is saying that you've made this choice to move away from that. And what's waiting for you is happiness. It's bliss. It's love. Woo. All right, these already started popping out. The end of a tough cycle approaches. Full moon in Capricorn. New moon in Pisces. Meditate and contemplate. Yeah. All right, Spirit, give me one more. Show the world the real you. Full moon in Aquarius. We're about to move out of the sun sign of Aquarius and into Pisces season. And this full moon in Leo is really talking about owning your truth, speaking your truth, standing up in your truth, showing the world the real you, your authenticity. Yes, to be able to do that, you do need to meditate and contemplate as you come out of this tough cycle. Yep. Adjustments are required. The adjustments are your perceptions in your mind. And from what I'm seeing, you are doing it. The only time you either falter or things come to a pause is when you get back into that fighting, arguing, chaotic internal conversation with altered ego. Altered ego is always coming from your intellect. It doesn't come from your heart. Altered ego thinks it knows everything. It doesn't. It only knows its programming. It only knows the trauma responses, the toxicity. And yes, it screams louder than your heart, than your soul. Because it's like the bully. It wants the attention. Your soul, your heart space, that's your feminine energy, the feminine side, your authenticity. That's that still small voice, that inner knowing. Follow that. All right, beautiful heart. As always, I am sending you oceans and oceans of love from my heart to yours. Namaste. Bye-bye.